Welcome to our 2023 State of the City and annual meeting. I am Christina Hudson. I am CEO of OneRedmond, and I'm thrilled to see you all here today. And I want to say a big welcome to our virtual audience. Thank you all for being here. Before we begin our program, I'd like to thank all the organizations and sponsors for their support in helping make this event possible. Our co-host, the City of Redmond, our presenting sponsors, Amazon and Microsoft. I'd also like to thank our supporting sponsors, Business Health Trust, Port of Seattle, and our contributing sponsors, the French Bakery and Mercury Coffee. And I'd also like to thank all the members of OneRedmond and investors in our economic development program, particularly our founding level investors, Microsoft, Meta, and Nelson Legacy Group. I'd like to thank the elected officials who are here today. We have some here in the room and also some on our virtual audience. And as you all know, at OneRedmond, we're a chamber, we're an economic development organization, and we're a community foundation. And I want to recognize the OneRedmond Board of Directors for their vision of support of our community's economic vitality. And if you take a moment, for those of you here in the room, can you stand up? Our Board of Directors, please. Thank you. And we also have the OneRedmond Foundation Board of Directors for their work in supporting our community vitality. And our foundation board, can you please stand? I know we have a lot in our virtual audience, but all right, thank you. And thank you all for your dedication and support to our community. So now I would like to bring up Mary Morrow to present the OneRedmond Year in Review. Mary is Managing Director for Nelson Legacy Group and OneRedmond's past president.
Good morning. I'm standing in for Michael Matt Miller, our current president. He welcomes you from the other Washington this morning. So, just for a tiny bit of context, in 1940, Redmond's population was 503. And my parents moved to this community with their young family. I wasn't here yet. A little before I was born, I won't give you that year. But in 1960, the population had boomed to 1,426. By 1961, we were at 1,500, which enabled Redmond to become a third-class city and entitled them to some more voting rights, etc. But today's population, we are a booming 78,989. I'm sure that's changed a little bit recently. But I have seen so much change in Redmond, and I became involved in OneRedmond because I love the Redmond I grew up in. I'm passionate about the work we are doing to ensure an even greater Redmond for tomorrow. So with that, I'll give you a little bit of background on OneRedmond. OneRedmond is a public-private partnership bringing commerce to community. Together with business, government, education, and community, we maximize our investment and our impact to strengthen our region for all who live and work here. Last year, OneRedmond team worked with over 650 organizations in our community. If you think about that, I mean, that's more than, the population that, the statistics I just gave you. So last year, they fielded over 153 new projects and startup requests. Over the course of 70 virtual and in-person events, OneRedmond had almost 8,000 attendees. Through partnerships and collaborations, we help local organizations to obtain 7.2 in Working Washington 5 funding as a result of accessing our one-on-one programs and resources. Through the foundation, OneRedmond works to activate our community through events like the Redmond Wine Walk, the world's largest game of Simon, and the Redmond International Winter Market. And once again, OneRedmond was recognized as an international leader in economic development with 2 awards from the International Economic Development Council. As our community grows, OneRedmond is a place where we can all work together as a chamber of commerce, as an economic development enterprise, and as a community foundation to create a vibrant future for the city of Redmond. So with that, I'd like to introduce Pearl Lung. Pearl is the Senior Manager of Public Policy at Amazon, where she leads public policy on the East Side. Pearl dedicated 19 years of her career building deep partnerships with over 300 community organizations across Washington State at the intersection of urban growth, equity, housing, and economic development. Prior to joining Amazon, Pearl was Director of External Affairs at Vulcan and served as an advisor for the Paul G. Allen Family Foundation. Pearl is a proud double Husky with a master's in urban planning and a BA in American Ethnic Studies from the University of Washington. She currently serves on the boards of HopeLink, Housing Connector, and the University Board of Regents DEI Advisory Committee, the Bellevue Chamber, and the Bellevue Downtown Association. And with that, I would now like to welcome Pearl Lung, Senior Manager of Public Policy for Amazon.
Thank you so much, Mary. Well, good morning, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here this morning on behalf of Amazon. Thank you, OneRedmond, and thank you, the City of Redmond, for this opportunity. As we have grown our presence here on the East Side in recent years, Amazon's commitment in Redmond remains strong. I'd love to take this opportunity here to mention a few of those items, if you'll indulge me. We are proud to have the R&D headquarters of Project Kuiper here in Redmond. And as you'll hear more later, Project Kuiper is an initiative to provide low-latency, high-speed broadband connectivity to unserved and underserved communities around the world through a constellation of satellites in low Earth orbit. We also have our AWS tech and engineering teams in the old Macy's at Redmond Town Center. And our commitment extends into the community. We are honored to support many Redmond-based community organizations like HopeLink, like Together Center, One Eastside Foundation, Central Cultural Mexicano, and more than 100 East King County nonprofits. And last but not least, since the creation of Amazon's Housing Equity Fund less than 2 years ago, we have committed over $500 million in loans and grants to create or preserve over 5,000 affordable homes in the Puget Sound region, a third of which are located on the east side. And throughout these business and community investments, we have met just tremendous partners in the city who are dedicated to the vitality of the city and its people. And we are grateful to be part of this community and deeply value Mayor Birney and the city's leadership in creating and maintaining a business-friendly, amenity-rich environment where companies of all sizes can grow and individuals and residents feel included in the community. So with that, it is my pleasure today to introduce Mayor Angela Birney. Mayor Birney was elected to City Council in 2015 and served as Council President from 2018 to 2019. Recently, Mayor Birney was asked to join the steering committee of the Housing Supply Accelerator, and that's a partnership between the National League of Cities and the American Planning Association to bring together local governments, community partners, builders, financial institutions, housing policy associations, and state and federal partners to develop, align, and advance solutions for housing supply challenges at the local level. Mayor Birney also serves on the Sound Cities Association Board as past president, just saw her last night at an event there, the King County Council Regional Policy Committee, the Puget Sound Regional Council Executive Board, the King County Regional Homelessness Authority, HopeLink, and OneRedmond's Board of Directors, among other regional boards and committees. So at this time, I would like to welcome Mayor Angela Birney, and today we'd like to test and push the technology a bit here. I'm going to knock on wood and get a firsthand account of something that is something big that is taking shape on the horizon. Actually, just a short distance from here. Mayor Birney, are you here? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you. And hello, everyone. I'm Mayor Angela Birney, and I am thrilled to be joining you live and in front of our new Redmond Senior and Community Center. The building will open next year and will be a welcoming place for everyone in our community. It will include, among many other things, dedicated senior spaces along with community meeting and recreation areas. Redmond Senior and Community Center represents the many projects and partnerships that drive our city's success. An amazing team of people, along with their ideas and efforts, have contributed to this project. One of those people is the project architect, who is, wait, joining everyone over there. How about I just come in and he can tell us more about this incredible project in person? Oh, I forgot, we're live here. In the meantime, you might find this quick tour interesting to watch. See you in a minute. Well, hello, everyone. Let's see if my mic's on. Oh, great, great. Well, welcome, everybody. I'm so glad that worked. Hello again. See you all in the back, too. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us here today. As I mentioned, I invited our community project manager, project architect, Jim Calvelage, here today to talk with us about our Redmond Senior and Community Center. So I'd love to welcome you. Come on up and come on up to the mic, Jim.
Well, thank you, Mayor Birney. I'm so excited to be with you all here today. It's really been an honor and gratifying experience working with the Redmond community to develop a vision for your new Senior Community Center project. It's really a legacy project for Redmond that will complete the municipal campus. And it'll enhance the quality of life for seniors and all in the community with a wide range of services and opportunities. Our collaboration has been with so many people, and it's been immensely rewarding. Everyone we heard from contributed their thoughts and insights and really understood the significance of this project and cared deeply about its success. So congratulations to all of you and those not here today that we worked with for having the vision, the perseverance, dedication to make this project move forward from a vision and dream to become a reality as is taking shape outside the walls of City Hall. The design of the community center strives to reflect the values of Redmond and the community feedback we received. The project aspires to create a sense of belonging and amplifies the qualities of the site, this beautiful site, and the character that distinguishes the municipal campus and the city of Redmond. It will enhance the health and wellness, enrich social life and new connections between people, and create indoor-outdoor gathering places that extend out to the Great Lawn as well as the Sammamish River. The project is envisioned as an exemplary model of sustainability and resilience, and a place that celebrates the diverse cultural and ethnic identities of Redmond. It supports the experiences, too, of the visual and performing arts that are so much a part of your identity as well. When its doors open, last I heard in May, coming up not that far away of 2024, it's our hope it'll be a deep source of civic pride and beloved by all in Redmond today and for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you. I don't know if it, am I on again?
Yeah.
Can you hear me way back there? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah. I think I've heard that before. You talked a little bit about taking the all of the feedback you got from our community. We did a lot of work on that. Is there one thing in particular that you think about when you took the community feedback and put it in the design of the building that really, rings true for Redmond and all of the work that you've done? Would love to hear about that.
Yeah. I would say the work with the senior group was particularly special, and how to create a sense, well, you had an amazing facility before this one, and so the bar was set really high for us to create a new building that would meet the standards of what you had previously, and we hope we've exceeded that and enriched it even more by including more opportunities for health and wellness with being able to have a gymnasium and be able to have opportunities for pickleball and walk, jog, track, fitness areas, and that this facility is one that really extends beyond the senior population to really include everyone. And I think that was one of the big kind of messages, and there was a lot of conversation about how to make that really happen and be effective. Also, the sensitivity of this site. It's a really important site, and there's these great events that happen here that take place in the Great Lawn. So how could we fit the building in where it felt like it really belonged? And a lot of scrutiny and consideration to that, and I feel like hopefully we've hit that mark.
Well, seeing the construction as it is now, I would say absolutely. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And thank you for being part of this. So I hope when you leave here, you get a chance to at least peek out the window and see what's going on out there. And thank you again. Thank you everyone who participated in it, in getting us to this point, for creating this new sustainable and welcoming gathering place in Redmond. All right. This morning is my third State of the City address. I'm excited to share the many accomplishments with you from the past year that support my vision for a connected community that enhances livability and sustains the environment, and that places Redmond as a leader locally, regionally, and nationally. At the City of Redmond, our goal is to be the catalyst for community well-being. We cannot do everything alone. We need partners, community members, businesses, developers, schools, and other governments, just to name a few, to achieve the city's vision of a sustainable and resilient future. I'm happy to report in this State of the City that all of you working with us have kept Redmond vibrant and healthy, and even through the most challenging of times. Redmond is a place where we honor our past while empowering the future. From previous planning efforts, we have seen light rail go from an idea to the current construction, and soon trains running on those rails, moving people throughout our region. We are now realizing the concept of the Growth Management Act come to life in Redmond's 3 urban centers, downtown, Overlake, and Marymore Village. Visionary ideas becoming reality would not be possible without the help of partners like you. I'd like to thank OneRedmond for bringing the business community together to accomplish so much. Thank you, OneRedmond. Our City Council for putting policies in place to serve our community, and I see Councilmember Stewart, and Councilmember Carson is here somewhere. There he is. And Council President Forsyth is here with us today as well, and I know, I'm pretty sure a couple are online as well. Thank you all. The many businesses, big and small, who drive the economic engine of our community. And the City of Redmond staff, who maintain, operate, and manage this city. Round of applause for the staff and our businesses. Lastly, I'd like to thank our community members. Redmond relies on your creativity, innovation, and collaboration to make this city vibrant, safe, respectful, and sustainable for generations to come. Aristotle said, "The whole is greater than the sum of the parts," and that still holds true today. So thank you all for being here and being part of this. We are building a community for everyone. This includes opportunities to support our most vulnerable by providing services like housing and food through innovative city services and a variety of partnerships. Our police department became the first in the state to be autism certified so that our officers have the knowledge and ability to assist and communicate with autistic or sensory sensitive community members. Well done. And you may have heard that we will be the first in the state to have an electric fire truck. Taking the initiative on opportunities like this allow our city to provide essential services while reducing the impact on the environment. Redmond's Thrive program brings together homelessness response, human services, mental health professionals, mobile health services, and community court programs so that community members can prosper, flourish, grow, and progress towards goals despite their circumstances. The city's most recent budget invests in these programs, and we will continue to make improvements to better serve our whole community. It has always been Redmond's goal to have a comprehensive public safety system. Despite the failure of the property tax levy that would have filled some funding and service gaps in our system, we are continuing to look at ways to maintain our traditional public safety services, advance programs to support community health, and provide alternatives to crisis response. The theme of Thrive and community health is encapsulated in the soon-to-open Together Center. With 200 units of workforce housing, 80 units of low-income housing, along with new service space for our nonprofits, the Together Center will continue to provide services for over 30,000 people annually, improving the livability of Redmond for many of the residents. Finding solutions to some of our region's most challenging problems require partnerships like the one between Redmond and the Together Center. And I would like to welcome Together Center's CEO, Kim Sarnecki, to share a few thoughts with us today. Hello, Kim. Always good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
So I just have a few questions for you. So what are some of the partnerships that made this happen?
Yes, there's a lot of partnerships happening. I literally cannot name them all in the time I am allotted here today, but I'm going to let you know that our human service provider partners are essential to this project and have been deeply involved in the design of the new facility. We'll be providing services such as healthcare, dental care, counseling, addiction support, workforce training, and then all kinds of culturally relevant and language resources, the Muslim Community Resource Center, Indian American Community Services, Jewish Family Services, Chinese Information Service Center, just so many services available in our 49,000 square foot ground floor human service center. Then I'd like to also thank our housing partners. So Together Center is a small nonprofit. We brought a beautiful piece of land in Redmond that was purchased in a partnership of nonprofits 30 years ago to the table, and we partnered with Inland Group and Horizon Housing Alliance to build the affordable housing and own and operate that for us as we go forward. I would be remiss not to thank our philanthropic partners, many of whom I see in this room. Thank you, Microsoft, Legacy, Nelson Legacy Group, Amazon, so many foundations and individuals stepped up. This is truly an all-hands-on-deck project for our community. And then lastly, but certainly not least, the City of Redmond. We would not have been able to do this project without the mayor's support. Carol Helen, I saw earlier, there's Carol. Carol, her team, the Human Services Department, Fire, Police, Public Safety, and Parks and Rec, who we're going to partner with to make sure there's good connection between the new Senior and Community Center here and the Together Center, which is just a few blocks from here. So that is a lot of partnership. So we appreciate all of it.
Yeah, thank you. you're about to start moving families in.
Yes.
I know. Can you share just a story about one of the families that's going
Yeah.
to be residing there soon?
Absolutely. So as Mayor said, we have 280 units of housing coming online soon, and that means we have at least 280 stories of people moving in. So just an example I can share, recently we worked with a disabled gentleman who has lived in Redmond for 15 years, has his social support system here, his medical team, is on disability, also has a part-time job in the community, and at the beginning of this year was priced out of a 60% area median income unit. And we're very, very excited that working with outreach in the city of Redmond, we've been able to get him connected, and he'll be moving in next month.
I'm so excited
Yeah.
about that. That's a wonderful story. So you've always been a place for nonprofits.
That's right.
So can you share with us how community members can reach out for services and how that'll be a little bit different with the new
Absolutely.
building?
Yes, absolutely. People are welcome from all over the Greater East Side. This is based in Redmond, but not just for Redmond residents. Anyone from the Greater East Side, and really we don't check zip codes or anything, they can enter the lobby as soon as we open our new doors, and togethercenter.org is where people can find out more information about the services. We will also have a community kitchen, a community nonprofit gathering and multicultural celebration space, nonprofit staff lounge, because we all know those human service providers work hard and for not a lot of pay. So we want to make the space as beautiful and as welcoming, where everyone belongs, and we're excited to welcome people. When anyone needs services in our community, they can come to the Together Center, because a lot of people don't know what services are available. And so you can come and meet with a Together Center staff member and just tell a little bit about what's going on with an individual or family situation, and we're able to make those connections in person and literally walk somebody to a service provider that can help them with the situation. So we're very excited to be able to open those doors coming soon.
Okay, wonderful. And I remember when Kim was just hired, and the board had a dream of building this space where people could meet, they could live, and they could access services, and all be in one place in downtown Redmond. And it's just amazing that that dream is becoming a reality. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you all.
It's just kind of hard act to follow. It's an amazing project. Last year, Redmond also focused on partnerships that will help our community be more sustainable and healthy. Reducing emissions by electrifying buildings will have significant future greenhouse gas emissions reductions throughout our community. Helping families change to electric heat pumps, which are energy efficient, the energy efficient way to heat and cool homes, will help keep our community members healthy during hot summer days and smoke events, because they'll probably happen again. We know that doing this work in partnership with other East Side cities, the county, nonprofits, and businesses would create an even bigger impact. Energy Smart East Side is that partnership. This program provides education, technical support, and financial incentives. And currently, 18 units are being retrofitted at the Terrace Hill Affordable Housing Complex in downtown Redmond, just a few blocks from here. Fostering Redmond's growth while continuing to encourage a connected and collaborative community is a delicate balance. The update of the city's comprehensive plan, more commonly known as Redmond 2050, will chart our course for the next few decades. The strategic planning effort will be the foundation to continue Redmond's transition from a suburban community to an urban environment that is sustainable, resilient, responsible, and accessible. I hope you'll get involved and share your voice in the planning effort that only happens once every 10 years. Carol, wave your hand. Redmond's future relies on a diverse economy filled with strong local businesses. The resiliency of local businesses was tested in many ways during the pandemic. Our streeteries were a great collaboration between restaurants and the city. I'm sure many of you were like me and my husband, bundling up in the colder months to continue to enjoy some of the amazing food that we have in our city. And they were so successful that many of the restaurants have made the streeteries permanent and made them part of their business models. So I'm very excited that we were able to do that to keep our businesses continuing on. By working together, hundreds of businesses were supported. They enjoyed networking opportunities where they could learn from one another. OneRedmond's One East Side Spark and the city supported 430 small businesses across the entire East Side to receive $7.5 million in funding. By combining public and private dollars and resources, we can do so much more for our businesses. That is the power of partnerships. In the last couple of years, hundreds of new businesses have opened up in Redmond. One of those is Calm Living, a women-owned business right here in downtown Redmond. I've invited the owner, Chris Simons, to join us here today. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
And as you know, I just love your store.
Thank you. I do too.
It shows. Can you share with us what brought you to the Redmond location?
Well, I grew up in Redmond. I went to Redmond High School. I raised our girls here, went to Western, worked at Microsoft for 10 years, and it was just an obvious choice to stay with the community and be a part of the location that I found, downtown Redmond.
Excellent. And you opened just a few years ago, if I recall, just before the
A
pandemic.
year and a half.
Yeah.
During the
During the
pandemic.
pandemic. So how have you adapted and changed your business model to stay so successful?
Good question. I thought the pandemic would be over. I was very new to opening a business. I've been an interior designer for almost 20 years. Thought it would be really fun to have a local community store that I could curate from local merchants, local artists, and the pandemic kept going. So we wore masks probably for the first 6 to 8 months, and it didn't stop anyone from coming in. It was wonderful. It was a place that I felt I could help bring people in by collaborating with other local merchants and artists, and we were working with OneRedmond, working with the city, figuring out partnerships and opportunities with being across from the park, opening our doors literally, and just trying to let people know about us with social media and being really flexible to learning and meeting people and understanding what people are looking for with all the new apartments and condos being built around us.
Excellent. And so with all of that, what's one piece of advice you might give to other small businesses about what
I think
you've learned?
for me, opening during a pandemic, but also being a part of the community growing up here, really being open to collaborating and networking with all of the businesses around me, with the people that come in, talking to them. You learn so much, and there's so many opportunities that you don't think about, but if you're open-minded and willing, and then also just thinking and pivoting with your business, with social marketing and local people that also have more experience than you. I'm very collaborative and open, and also taking in new products and new vendors and trying to come up with like opportunities with an art walk or just other ways that we can work together with pop-ups and things like that. And I probably do once a month, I do a pop-up with a local business to bring them in if they don't have their own brick and mortar. So just being open and collaborative.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I need to stop in soon. And thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being here today
Okay.
and sharing your story
Thank you.
with us.
Thank you.
So as you heard, businesses come to Redmond for a variety of reasons. Safe and sustainable transportation infrastructure is definitely one of those reasons. I'm sure many of you have noticed a little bit of construction happening from Microsoft down 520 to Marymore Village and then back down to Redmond Town Center. So light rail has been in the works for many years. The strong partnership we have with Sound Transit has allowed us to bring this new transportation option to our community sooner than almost all of the other East Side cities. So when the trains begin running, those partnerships will continue. An example of that is our fire and police departments are working with Sound Transit to make sure your experience is safe. Microsoft, sound transit, and the city have made it possible for commuters and visitors to easily cross State Route 520 outside of a car with 2 new pedestrian bicycle bridges. Soon, we'll open the Overlake Village Station Bridge, and I hope you'll be as impressed as I was when you get the chance to walk or bike across it. The Technology Station Bridge is just as spectacular in a different way. You might see it from the road, that innovative tenting that will protect you from the elements, and very thoughtful gardens to enjoy as you walk across. I can't wait for all of you to experience both. They are really incredible additions to our community. The city's transportation infrastructure continues to evolve. Along with the light rail investments, we are striving to make walking and biking safer and more convenient throughout our whole city with the adoption of Vision Zero. This is the city's commitment to eliminate traffic fatalities and injuries while increasing safe, healthy, and equitable mobility for all. We are working with several developers who are building affordable housing within walking distance of our stations. We are building a city where it will be convenient and affordable to live near a stop, reducing the need for a car, reducing your rent, and reducing your carbon emissions for the whole community. This is just another example of Redmond leading the way in our region. Just imagine, in the year 2026, you'll be able to walk a few blocks from here, tap your Orca card, and in a few minutes, be sitting in the stands at Lumen Field cheering on your favorite World Cup team. You knew I had to get a soccer thing in there somewhere. Our influence is not confined by our city limits. Bringing Redmond's voice to state and regional discussions ensures our innovative ideas and community needs are represented in larger forums. Our efforts on the regional stage create opportunities to influence policy, access funding, and advocate for changes in existing laws. My year as Sound Cities Association was marked was marked by hiring a new executive director, working with King County on the behavioral health levy you will see on your April ballots. Talk to me more later about that. And meeting with the governor to bring our over 1 million voices to the table to discuss much needed affordable housing for the region. My work as a regional leader was recognized through the Senator Scott White Award, which honors individuals who build bridges between competing interests, demonstrate a willingness to take on big problems, and move policy issues from discussion to action. It has been my pleasure to serve Redmond in a regional capacity, and I will continue to work with all levels of government to further Redmond's interests beyond our borders. And as Pearl mentioned, recently I was named to a National Housing Supply Accelerator Steering Committee by the National League of Cities. It's just another way for our city to share what we have done and learn new things from other places around the country and bring those ideas back to Redmond. So I'm very excited about that. A year ago, we were coming out of the pandemic. The state of the city was hopeful as we looked to a future where we could once again meet in person, share our accomplishments, and face our challenges face to face. Our state of the city today is resilient and innovative, and I am excited about the future and hope you will continue to partner with us as we collectively seek solutions to carry out our vision of a vibrant and beautiful Redmond. With our partners, we're able to provide excellent services and support our diverse population of people and businesses. Thank you for joining me and all of us today, and for your participation and partnership in making Redmond an exceptional community. And now, I would like to invite Christina Hudson back to the podium.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And we're going to bring a couple of members of our audience for questions. So first up, we are going to bring up Charles Duba, Senior Vice President of DigiPen Institute of Technology. Charles.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for the talk. So as you know, I'm at DigiPen, and we have over 1,000 students that are living in the local area. And one of the biggest concerns we have, when the median house price is $1.3 million, and the average rent is over $2,500 a month,
Yes.
one of the biggest expenses our students have when they have no money is living in the area. And as you know, we also went through a search a few years ago for a new campus, and we ended up staying.
Yes, thank you.
We love Redmond, and there's a lot of things that pull us back to it. So we intend to stay here, but one of our biggest concerns going forward is how, in the next 10, 20, 30 years,
Right.
do we maintain a cost that is affordable by our students and staff?
Right. That is, one of the biggest pressing problems throughout our state, throughout our region, throughout our nation right now is how do you get affordable housing where you need it in the locations you need. And so we are working as a city through our 2050 planning, so hopefully you're involved in that, in order to bring about opportunities to build more affordable housing within our city. For one, there's some legislation in the state right now that will push the envelope on that as well. But then I'm also always advocating for opportunities for us to find better financial resources to build some of that affordable housing. As most of you know, we have inclusionary zoning in our city. So if you build over 10 units, you have to have 10% at 80% AMI, which I think at this point is probably well over $100,000, and which are not your students.
Right.
I don't think. And so we have brought in the MFTE program that allows building down to the 50% AMI, which is getting a little bit closer. But like the resources we use for the Together Center, which took a broad range of partnerships, we do have someone representing Susan Delbenny's office here today. I see you. Hi, Savannah. And we're always lobbying for more federal funding to assist with that, because one of the challenges we have is building that level of affordability does actually take a lot of outside funding for it. So between the federal government, right now we're working with the state to try to find some more funding to help with that affordability level, and then also all of the programs that we have in our city as well to provide for that. And I think that if there's any developers in the room, I think that's a fantastic opportunity for them to partner with such an amazing organization, a school that is you named like one of the top 5 schools in the nation for
game development, for every
game
year they've done the
development.
study.
Yeah, I mean, we have this resource in our city, and we want to make sure that you can stay here and your students can live here. So I think there's an opportunity there for a lot of partnerships. I don't have a quick solution for you, unfortunately, but I think there's a lot of options out there, and we're definitely trying to work on this problem and make sure that people can live where they work or go to school in our city. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, and our next person from the audience is Lisa Rich, founder of Explore.
Hi, Mayor Birney. Thank you for having us today. Explore is a growing company and hiring engineers who are early in their careers. Are there any plans to rezone or transition any unused commercial space to residential to allow for more affordable middle housing in the area?
So we don't have plans for that, and actually we don't have a ton of unused commercial space, which is a completely different problem that we have here. We're a growing dynamic community and everyone wants to have a business here and live here and puts a lot of pressures on things. But what we are doing is we're looking at ways to create more housing options throughout our whole community, and that's part of our 2050 plan as well as what the legislature is working on right now to provide middle housing options, whether it's an affordable ADU on your property or making a duplex or triplex or fourplex on some of the properties through our city. Some of that growth will allow for people with more moderate, well, it's pretty good income, but moderate from today's scale to be able to afford to live close to the work, and especially a business like yours and others like yours, where we want to encourage young professionals to be able to stay here, live here, be part of this wonderful, vibrant community, and build that opportunity. But the commercial spaces we actually have a really limited amount, and we want to make sure that we hang on to that small manufacturing and that commercial space as well. So we're trying to find that right balance between those two places, housing and business, and what that looks like in our city. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, well, Mayor Birney, I'll give you a little bit of a break. Next up, I'd like to bring up Barb Wilson, who is Puget Sound Government Affairs at Microsoft. Barb Wilson joined Microsoft in September 2021 and leads Government Affairs of the Puget Sound region. Barb brings 25 years of experience in the private, public, and nonprofit sectors in Seattle metro region. Prior to joining Microsoft, she served as the Chief of Staff for the Seattle Port Commission. She was Director of Government Affairs at Vulcan, and she worked as the Executive Director of the Seattle Planning Commission. In all of these roles, she has worked to build strong partnerships to promote economic opportunities and quality of life in the region. Please welcome Barb.
Thanks so much, Christina. Well, thanks for hanging in. I mean, this has been really inspirational. I think I get the, not the last word, but I get to sort of wrap things up here a little bit. And I want to thank the mayor and the council members and all of the committed people that are here in this room. And I was really excited to hear about all the inspirational individuals, organizations, businesses who have come together to do so many amazing things here in Redmond. Redmond really is a magnet for talent and ideas and has a real inspiring culture. Redmond has been the home of Microsoft headquarters here for almost 50 years. We're going to be celebrating our 50-year anniversary here in just a couple of years. And our employees are really part of the fabric of the community here, working here side by side with organizations. And a lot of our employees live here in the region and in the city. And it's really just been an inspiring opportunity for me to spend every day here, practically every day here in Redmond, 3 days a week, mandatory, but I do more. So recently I heard this really amazing quote, or somebody say, if you can dream it, Redmond has the people that can build it. And that really struck me. I think about all of the institutions. And another critical ingredient that we haven't heard as much about today is all the institutions, all of our educational partners here in the region and in the city that are helping to shape the future generation of workers, entrepreneurs, and the ideas. And these outstanding educational partners like the Lake Washington Institute of Technology, Cascadia College, University of Washington, and we just heard from Redmond DigiPen Institute of Technology. And I did hear that just recently, for the 14th consecutive year, that institution was named in the top five game design schools in North America. So that's pretty amazing. So that's just right here in our own community, and Redmond really is the mecca for development of advanced technology. And our Redmond companies are building the future before it gets here. From satellites to spacecraft to virtual reality, artificial intelligence, interactive entertainment, and even non-tech industries like craft brewing. I didn't know this. I was surprised to hear that Redmond's own Mac and Jacks was the nucleus for our regional microbrew economy. It started in 1993, and they really took initiative to train and mentor many of the emerging brewmasters over the years and really helped grow Washington's microbrew industry to be the second largest in the US. That's pretty cool. We've also been innovators. We've heard a lot about the innovations that we've seen here in the nonprofit and human service sector. I think it was in 1991 when the 4 nonprofits came together to purchase this old strip mall and create the first hub of services that came together to do this. And now 30 years later, as we heard from Kim earlier today, the Together Center leveraged that property and the community partners and all those partnerships. And today, the Together Center is developing a 49,000 square foot comprehensive human services facility topped with affordable housing, which is so cool. And we've been really blessed just to be a part of that and to partner and stand side by side with all of the organizations and with Kim and her team working on that. So we know Redmond has a long history of innovation that has helped change the world. We've been a part of that. We've been proud to be a part of that story. And now I have one more really cool thing, which is to honor our innovative ecosystem and once again demonstrate Redmond's leadership in the world. So I want to bring back Mayor Birney, and I would also like to welcome the space industry members that are here in the room. So if you are part of the space industry, Christina will point you out if you don't come up here, and she will make you come up. So please come up and join us. And Mayor Birney is going to read a proclamation. So come on up. I think Amazon's part of that too, Pearl.
Pearl? Oh, yeah, you are. Who's it? Do we have? You guys are way behind me. I don't know. Okay.
Closer, so we can
Okay.
get photos. Yes, and if you want to pull your name badges off real quick,
Yeah,
that'd be great.
you don't want that. Good. Okay, well, this is extremely exciting. I don't know if any of you know, my childhood was spent watching Cosmos, and I'm just enamored with the space industry, and so I don't know how, I can't express how excited I am to share this with you. This is a proclamation. Whereas Redmond has a long history in the space industry dating back to 1967, when Rocket Research Inc. broke ground on their site in Redmond. The company, now Aerojet Rocketdyne, is a world-class developer and manufacturer of chemical and electrical propulsion systems and has called Redmond home for 55 years. And whereas vital suppliers in this ecosystem like Honeywell Aerospace, Chemetra, RBC Signals, Spectralux, and Triumph are located in Redmond, and whereas Redmond is home to the backbone of telecom and data for this industry with world-class management and analysis suppliers like Microsoft Azure Orbital. And whereas Redmond hosts an innovative and entrepreneurial ecosystem of the space industry that leverages our major strengths in information technology, manufacturing, and aerospace, providing a rich environment for small businesses like Explore to grow and prosper in Redmond. And whereas in 2015, SpaceX selected Redmond as its satellite manufacturing home and expanded their presence in 2021, and whereas in 2019, Project Kuiper selected Redmond for its headquarters, and whereas the city is a leading global satellite hub with more satellites manufactured in Redmond, Washington than any other city in the world. Now, therefore, I, Angela Birney, Mayor of the City of Redmond, Washington, do hereby proclaim the official launch of the Redmond Space District. I'm going to hand these out. Make sure that everyone gets on.
Well, this is very exciting, and thank you all for being here and contributing so much to our economy. We appreciate each and every one of you. And as an economic developer, I hope we grow this industry even more. So, all right, so as we close today's event, I want to go ahead and thank all our sponsors, Amazon, Microsoft, our supporting sponsor, Business Health Trust, Port of Seattle, and our contributing sponsors, the French Bakery and Mercury free coffee. I would also like to thank our members who invest in OneRedmond and our economic development programs, our founding level investors, Microsoft, Nelson Legacy Group, and Meta. And I want to give a special thank you to the staff and City of Redmond for helping us with this amazing hybrid event today. I want to thank the OneRedmond team, especially Margot Shirayama, for helping with this production today. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank you all for being here. So thank you, have a great day, and we'll see you next year.